A 5-star rating is a sacred thing because it symbolizes perfection, or at least that's what it kind of should. But let's be honest, does it ever really symbolize complete and utter perfection? No. At one point in time, I was handing out 5 stars like it was going out of fashion, besties. Now I'm a little bit more strict, but I do still love giving out a 5-star. Hi besties, I'm Annie, and I thought we could have some fun today going through every single 5-star rating I've ever given on Goodreads, which is 166 books. I only have 380 something listed as read on Goodreads, and 166 of them have 5 stars. So clearly, not all of these should be 5 stars, or at least that's what we're gonna find out today. For 2025, I introduced half-star ratings for myself, so that has kind of adjusted the way that I rank books, because with the 4.5 stars, they are nearly perfect but just not quite, whereas 5-star has to be I'm absolutely obsessed. So I'm quite confident in saying that some of these books theoretically could get reallocated to their assigned seating, but that's not what we're actually here to do today. Here we're gonna hold myself accountable and rank the absolute best 5 stars that really should be a 6-star if that was an option, and the ones that really should go back to their assigned seat on the plane. Besties, I have pulled in everything on my Goodreads. This is literally 166 books. We are gonna be here for a little while. I have a fresh cup of tea. I will give you 2 seconds to go get yourself a drink too, but I will be flying through these books. I do have a fresh battery in this camera and a fresh cup of tea. We're prepped for a little while, but at the same time, no one needs to be here for 5 hours to hear me talk about these books. So we are going to be flying through them pretty quickly. Let's go through the tier rankings for these. So at the top, we have Give Me Life with No Parole, because I saw on a TikTok, I know, the most reliable source of information ever, that you can take books with you to prison. And I'm sorry, if that is complete uninterrupted reading time, I only want to take these books with me. They are absolute, never disturb me when I'm reading these. Then we have Give Me Amnesia and Books. If I was to get amnesia and completely forget everything, these are the books I want handed to me first, because I would love to re-experience what it is like to read these for the first time. She Served, She Slayed. She deserves to be a 5-star, but if I have to lose my memory, these are probably ones that I would prefer to reread rather than just read again for the first time. Then we've got Forgot She Was Invited to This Party, where honestly, I'm like, when did I read you? Because I kind of don't really remember you. Or like, because I know full well there will be some that I just like genuinely don't remember. When I reread the description, I'm like, yeah, I kind of forgot how good you were. Then we've got Man, Why Are You Even Here? These are the books that really should be going back to their assigned seat on the plane. They should not be trying to sit up in first class and be cheeky about that assigned seating, because there's rules here, okay? So it's like, ma'am, why are you even here? Go back to your seat. we might let you stay here, you know, if there's room on the plane, but like really get to the back of the bus. The original Percy Jackson series, Give Me Amnesia. I wish to reread these for the first time again. I can't tell you how many times I've reread them, searching for that exact feeling of when I first read them, and it gets pretty close, but nothing will quite take me back there. Alright, I can see the Phantom Stallion series here, and again, there is a couple that I have read that are going to be in this deck somewhere, and I'm going to put these again in Give Me Amnesia and Books, because I read these so long ago that it literally is like having amnesia, to the point where I can't even see the covers. And honestly, rereading these as an adult is such a different experience for one as reading these for the first time as a kid. But honestly, I'm having just the best time rereading these, because it is like reading it for the first time again, because I just genuinely can't remember it. So then we've got Red Queen. Honestly, I wouldn't rate this a 5-star now, just because it's not really my vibe at the moment. I think it was great. I did love her. I did enjoy her. I think she would, actually no, she needs to go back to her assigned seat. I would say it's probably a 4-star in my now, probably not a 5. She's good, she's great, she came, she did a job, not my fave. Air Awakens. Honestly, She Served, She Slayed. Throne of Glass, She Served, She Slayed. Escort in Training. Besties, we are going to be like digging through some dirt from before the days where I was recording videos, but I was reading some literal crazy unhinged books where I would just like scroll through Amazon on the Kindle app. This was even before I had Kindle Unlimited, okay? Like these were dark days. And I would just like download everything that was free when I was on my lunch break. I would like wait for my soup to heat up in the microwave, and I'd be there in the work kitchen like, oh, that's free, that's free, that's free, just like download the lot. And I was not really paying attention to what I was reading, and I would literally read anything. Ma'am, you need to go back to your assigned seat. Why are you even here? We've got The Mistake by L. Kennedy. I don't remember when I read this. Kind of forgot she was invited to this party. Fruits Basket. Yeah, this is the first manga I've ever read. She served, she slayed. It's so funny. I think it's a really interesting concept. I love this. It's the first manga I've ever read, so it will always hold a special place in my heart. So she served, she slayed. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked we've gotten this far with Give Me Life with No Parole. Then, what is this one? I don't even know what this book is. I forgot she was invited to this party. Who knows? I don't remember reading this. Binding 13. Honestly, kind of forgot that she was invited to this party. I've gotten like halfway through the second one and I've had to stop because I feel like you have to be in like a mentally stable place to read these books, like low-key, not gonna lie. I feel like it was tragic and it was beautiful in the way that it was tragic. Not sure if I would give it a 5-star these days. So kind of forgot she was here. Storm the Castle by Jolie Vines. Honestly, she served, she slayed. There are more Jolie Vines books in here. Honestly, they can all go in She Served, She Slayed. I went hard for these books at one point in time and I was like, just keep writing these Scotsmen, Jolie, because they're all I want in my life. And I don't binge things very often. In fact, it's incredibly rare for me to binge a series. Yeah, I binged these books. I did, and she keeps coming out with more and I keep reading them and they're great. I haven't read her most recent ones because I think she's kind of moved into like the dark romance side of things, which is not my favorite place to be. But like the original series, I think there was more than this somewhere. Do you know what? They served, they slayed, they were amazing. Sorcery of Thorns. Honestly, give me amnesia. Let me read this again for the first time. I loved this. I thought it was so fun and interesting. I think there's a second one out, which is like a novella, which I honestly am kind of dragging my feet reading. Don't know why, because the first one was great. A Touch of Darkness. Honestly, low-key kind of forgot she was invited to this party because I'm pretty sure I have never finished this series. And then there was like a Persephone point of view and a Hades point of view. I'm convinced I haven't finished either of them. Probably ain't gonna. Sorry. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Yeah, I would say she served, she slayed. I kind of remember it. I kind of remember it more for the ending than really like the vast majority of it. But I think it was good. I've got the second one that I need to read. I just haven't got that far. Enemies with Benefits. I forgot she was invited to the party, but I kind of... I kind of remember this being a bit of a vibe back before, you know, back when this was a lawless land of reading, besties. Okay, Collided, and honestly the rest of the Dirty Air series, which is in here somewhere. Give me amnesia, let me read these again. I would die to read these books again. Oh, I think one of them I rated 4 stars. Which one? I think it was Wrecked, was Jax's book. Let's put that in Give Me Life with No Parole because there is something about Jax. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. The Traitor Queen, kind of forgot she was invited to this party. I don't know where the first one is. The first one might not have even gotten 5 stars. Kind of forgot you were here, babe. Sorry. The Bridgerton series. Honestly, she served, she slayed. I need to keep reading this and I need to keep reading it before Netflix keeps posting seasons, which shouldn't be too hard because they ain't half taking their time over it. Where are the rest of these books? Why can I not find anything? There we go. There's one. I think that was the only 2. I think the first one I rated 4 stars and then there was these 2. I don't know where the rest of them are because I've read 5 of them. Beautiful Creatures. Ma'am, why are you here? Why are you here? I read the first book. I don't know what I thought about the first book. It was that long ago. This was even, I read this before the lawless Kindle days and that should tell you everything you need to know. Ma'am, why are you here? We've got more Percy Jackson books. There's gonna be more of them in here somewhere, probably. Somewhere. Or they'll be floating around in the ether somewhere. Just give me amnesia, give me more. Honestly, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but the Court of Thorns and Roses series, send me Life with No Parole. Put me in the hole, let me just read my books, okay? I know that it's an unpopular choice. Okay, the Christmas one, why are you here? But the rest of them, especially Silver Flames, Give Me Life with No Parole. I know that they're not everyone's favourites. I know that people have issues with people. They got me back into reading after not reading for years. They did so much for me at so many points. Like, Valaris is that little place I go to in my brain when everything is like too overwhelming. It holds a special place in my heart. You can like a story without having to like everything else. And I'ma just leave it there. But we do have the Throne of Glass series in here. And honestly, She Served, She Slayed. I don't want Amnesia because I just don't want to read Tower of Dawn ever again in my life. The rest of them I will reread, and I have reread multiple times. And the rest of them will be here somewhere. Airs by Felicity Heaton. Look, it was the lawless days. I forgot she was invited to this party. That's all I need to say. The Spanish Love Deception. She served, she slayed, she was good. I enjoyed myself. Ariadne, She Served, She Slayed. Electra, do you know what? Life with No Parole. There is something about that book, and I don't know if it's because I already had an attachment to the story of Electra. Stunning, absolutely loved it. Do you know if I say it's more recent books I haven't loved, and honestly I'm low-key sad about it. Deal with the Elf King. Yeah, She Served, She Slayed. And there should be another one in here, which She Served, She Slayed. The rest of the series, didn't love as much. There you go, Dance with the Elf King, that's the second one. And then I read the vampire one, I DNF'd it, and I literally haven't read the rest of them because I, one, haven't got that far, and two, kind of don't really care for it. Oh look, there we go, there's another one of these Scarlet St. Clair ones, Scarlet St. Clair. Again, I just kind of don't really care to finish the series, kind of forgot you were here. I think it was one of those, it was fun in the moment, but it's like, you know, when you wake up the next morning, you're like, ooh, what decisions was I making? Who knows? Crimsonborn. Who are you? Honestly, when I was downloading these, I was like, what is going on? I don't know. Oh my god, this was the Amish one. Ma'am, why are you here? I don't know why I read this. Clearly I had a good time. This is a series? How many? There's 4 books in this series. I might have to just like read another one in the series at some point. Just to see what I was doing at the time. Dirty Pleasures. Look, ma'am, why are you here? I will receive absolutely no comments about this. I will receive absolutely no comments about escort and training either. It was the lawless days. Don't you dare say a word. I don't want to hear it. Elsie Silver can go in Life with No Parole. I don't care which book it is. All of them are going in Life with No Parole. They're the only things I want in my life. I cannot wait for her new series because we're going back to horses. Give me everything. I think there's only one of her books that I like haven't loved, and it was Beau's book, and I feel like that's quite an unpopular opinion because so many people love Beau and love his book, and I'm like, it's just not my favorite. I'm sorry. It was just, it didn't do enough for me. Electric Idol by Katie Roberts. I feel like this series, the Dark Olympus series, has kind of gone downhill. I feel like the first one was great, which I don't think the first one even got a 5-star. And then from there, it just kind of went downhill. And I think that is the only one of the series that got 5 stars. Oh no, we've also got Wicked Beauty. Again, it was just, it kind of feels like a story of 2 halves. Because you've got like a romance half and then you've got like the world building half, and I'm like, I'm just kind of, what is going on? Broken Bonds, honestly, She Served, She Slayed, and then as this kind of went on, it just got a bit repetitive, and I think I DNF'd book 4 and I couldn't read on because there was then only 2 left. I couldn't keep going. It was just tough. Alliance. Do you know what? This was the first Mafia romance I ever read. Honestly, give me Amnesia. Let me read her again because I remember that being a vibe. I don't remember what kind of vibe I was in, but I remember it being a vibe. Set on You. This was a great series, actually. You've also got The Catch, and then there's one other probably in here somewhere. I don't remember what it was called. Was it Bright Yellow? There we go. X's and O's. That was the first one of the series. Yeah, they were a vibe. I kind of loved them. I thought they were a good time. I don't really have any thoughts past that. Flame and Fury. I think I got that one as an arc forever ago, and I think there's more. Born of Flame and Fury. I can't even read the whole title. Yeah, so there is a second one, Venom and Vengeance, which I'm gonna have to read at some point. Honestly, no. Okay, you can go in Kind of Forgot You Were Invited to the Party because I feel like that's quite accurate. Things We Never Got Over. Kind of Forgot You. Do you know what? No. Ma'am, why are you even here? Because I remember finishing that, and I think in the moment I was like, oh my god, this was great. And then like when I went to go read the second one, I was like, I could think of better things to read. And I'm sorry if that's your favorite book. It didn't do enough for me. I didn't adore it. There you go. More Elsie Silver. I told you we'd find more Elsie Silver somewhere. Legends and Lattes. Legends and Lattes served. The second one, The Bookshops and Bone Dust. I DNF'd it. It wasn't really a vibe. I know there's another one coming out, which I will probably pick up and read. Oh look, more Elsie Silver. I will probably pick up and read because I kind of want to know if it was just that one that just didn't really hit the vibes. But yeah, I thought it was a vibe. It was a good time. 'Tis the season 4 event. Honestly, hilarious. Had a great time reading this. This was so funny. In my book club with my besties, we are, in the new year, we are just going for like faves only reads. And I am putting this on for like the next one of this series because you can read them as standalones. I am putting on the rest of this series like into the hat. We're gonna dip from that hat. It's gonna be a great time. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Honestly, I loved it. I had a great time. Daydream as well. Had a great time. The second one, man, why are you even here? Like, she did not get a 5-star, but she would go in, man, why are you even here? Because honestly, I really didn't enjoy that one because the rest of these are like focused around the guys on the hockey team, and then like suddenly in book 2 they're just like at a summer camp. There's no hockey, there's none of the other people, it's just like completely isolated, and it's just so weird. Misfit by Elle Kennedy. I don't know why this series didn't continue. I don't think I've got the second one on here, but I did enjoy the second one. I think I gave it a 4 stars. This was great. Why didn't we continue this, Elle? Because there was like an ongoing storyline. There was like, you had these romances, but like underneath that you had this ongoing storyline of like the whole group in this like school where basically it's like you've literally been kicked out of every single school, so you've been sent to this one. I thought it was great. It was a fun time. I was having a lovely time. I don't know why this ended. Fake Mate. Do you know what? Give me amnesia, let me read this again. The Graham Effect. Yeah, I loved that. I think there's some more. Yeah, the Dixon Rule, and then what was the most recent one? The Charlie Method. Is that one here? It probably should be though, because again, I really enjoyed that series. I thought it was a vibe. The King of Sin series. Honestly, why are you even here? I think this was the only one that I actually rated 5 stars. King of Greed, which was literally the only good one. I've kind of run out of steam for this series because it just feels like the same story, just like in a different color. You know when you like go shopping, and I do this all the time, where it's like you try something on, you're like, oh my god, it's so cute, I feel great in it, it looks great on me. I'll have another one in a different color, I'll have another one in a different color, I'll have another one in a different color, and that's how this series feels, and I'm low-key a little bit sad about it. Bound by Blood and Sorrow. I got this as an arc. Do you know what? Give me amnesia, let me read this again, because I remember this being so good and I was obsessed with this. And then I've literally never thought about it since. So give me amnesia, let me read this again. Do you know what? I forgot you were invited to the party. I can't even remember. What are you even called? I know the cover and I know the story inside the cover vaguely. Oh, there it is. Stealing Home by Grace Riley. Honestly, it feels like every other series. So I kind of forgot you were invited to the party. Don't really have any other thoughts. Daughter of the Pirate King. Ma'am, go back to your assigned seat. Fangirl Down. Go back to your assigned seat. Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Give me life with no parole. I have Mate. I have that on my Kindle and I really want to read that, and that might be what I pick up this afternoon. Give me life with no parole. I need nothing else. Funny story. Honestly, She Served, She Slayed by Emily Henry. I had a good time reading it. It's the first Emily Henry book I've read. I thought it was great. I understand why people have said it's not necessarily a romance and it's more of like a literary fiction with a slight romance undertone to it. But honestly, I had a good time. I did enjoy myself. What more can I say? That's all I really want from a 5 stars. I just want to enjoy myself, you know? Butcher and Blackbird. Give me life with no parole. And the rest of the series. Give me life with no parole. And Taurus season, the new one. Give me life with no parole. No, not amnesia. Just give me life. Yeah, they gave me life. I thought they were great. I thought they were hilarious. I thought they were so funny. Do you know what? Scythe and Sparrow might be my favourite out of the original ones because Barbara. I will just leave that there. If you know, you know. I think that Bryn's way of doing her trigger warnings is hilarious. And I get that some people are like, oh, it should be like super serious. But at the same time, the point is it's a dark romance comedy, so it's gonna be comedic, because obviously if you're gonna just like put it out really plain and simple and flat and corporate, then it is gonna kind of give away half the story. Whereas the way she does it, it gives you enough that you're like, okay, I can kind of gauge as to if this is gonna be an issue for me, but at the same time it's funny and it doesn't really give anything away, and I feel it just like perfectly encapsulates her sense of humor and I live for it. Collide. Honestly forgot you were invited to the party. I have the second one on my TBR cart and I've been kind of avoiding reading it just because I've not really been in like a super contemporary romance mood at the moment. I know, like, you're meant to be here. You were good. Kind of forgot about you. From Lukov with love. Do you know what? She slayed. I went into this book not really understanding why people kept saying that Mariana was like the queen of slow burns. Like, a slow burn's a slow burn. Like, how can you be the queen of it? And then it's like in the last 3 pages is where they finally like accept their love for each other, and I'm like, that was painful in the most heart-wrenching but best way. House of Salt and Sorrows, give me Amnesia, let me read it again because honestly it's such a vibe. House of Roots and Ruin, equally give me Amnesia. And then I do want to, here we go, Small Favors, Life with No Parole. This is frankly the best book Erin A. Craig has ever put out. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm now in a bit of like a theme with her books where it's like I start them, I get partway through, I DNF them, I restart them, and I absolutely live, breathe and die for them. Small Favors is one I cannot recommend enough. I think it's meant to be like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I don't know the story of Rumpelstiltskin, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I read this, it is absolutely incredible. It's like the perfect amount of like freaky, kind of like looking over your shoulder. I feel like someone's kind of watching me while I'm reading it. Okay, not just the characters in the book, but while I'm actually reading it. It's the perfect amount of freak me out, mixed with the perfect amount of fantasy, mixed with like a little sprinkling of a romance that like has you kind of like questioning it, but then it's like when it really comes about, you're like, it's 100% believable. Mixed with a main character who, as a narrative character, you don't trust for like the entire book until right at the very end, and then you're like, oh my god, I was validated in every single feeling I had through this entire experience. And it is so well done. And I don't read thrillers, I don't read horrors, but like Erin's books, I'm like, give me. There is something in those pages that has me coming back for more. And Small Favors, I want Life with No Parole. First time caller, she served, she slayed. I had a good time. I don't really have any other thoughts. Fake Game, where's the rest of this series as well? Because honestly, yeah, give me Amnesia. Let me read this again. This was great. And then we got Good Game, and then there's a blue one as well. Where's the blue one? No, I remember why there's no blue one. I didn't love the blue one as much. I didn't love their dynamic. But these two, honestly, give me Amnesia. Let me read them again. They were wonderful. Especially this one. So Fake Game is like the last one. That was the best one. The best one. I love the main guy in this. What's his name? And I haven't read Madison's new books. Jackson. Jackson is stunning in this book. I love him. I love him. I haven't read Madison's new books. I don't really know why. I just haven't. Serpent and Dove, ma'am, why are you even here? I read this one, I think I enjoyed it at the time, and then I started reading book 2 and I was like, wow, this is actually not my vibe. It just wasn't my vibe and I didn't love it. Sunrise on the Reaping, Life with No Parole. The book also deserves Life with No Parole. That hurt. Blood of Hercules, equally Life with No Parole. That hurt. The book gets Life with No Parole. I cannot wait for the second one to come out. It's literally coming out next week. I am dropping everything to read that as soon as it arrives at my door, but it will probably also get Life with No Parole if I have to give it a pre-ranking. Up in Smoke by Lainey Lawson. Honestly, give me Amnesia, let me read this again. This was the best one of the series. This whole series is like crazy silly. It starts off, you have a good time, you get to about 50% and that's when the crazy silly like kicks in. It's so funny. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be like a serious small town typical romance. It's not like an Elsie Silver kind of small town romance. It's a good time. I loved it. Spin the Dawn, kind of forgot you were invited to the party. Honestly, I have the next one, still haven't read it. Don't know how long I've had it. A while. A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This is part of a series. Honestly forgot you were invited to the party, but I kind of remember having a good time because I made my mum read it. And she equally had a great time with this series. She was like, oh my god, it's so sweet. And I was like, great, tell me about it. I think that was the best one of the series. I think that's the middle one, which was like when stuff really kicked off. There's To Protect. Ma'am, look, okay, let's just pick out all of the ones that were from the lawless times and let's just put them in Ma'am, Why Are You Here? Because I don't really want to answer questions. I don't want to answer questions about them. You can't make me. Okay, the Crescent City series. Moving on. The Bone Cries Moon. Honestly, I kind of forgot you were invited to the party. I still need to get the second book of that and read it. I don't know what happened to this. I think that was part of my best and worst average ranked books on Goodreads video that I did quite a while ago. And I think that was the one that was the worst rated. And I had such a good time with it. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's a really interesting magic system. From Blood and Ash, honestly, ma'am, you need to go, because apparently after Crown of Gilded Bones, the series kind of went out the window. And I don't have it, and I need to, these are on my unhaul pile currently because I have no intention of reading them ever again. So ma'am, why are you here? Please return to your assigned seat at the very back of the plane. The very back of the plane. A Trial of Sorcerers. I've read book 1. She Served, She Slayed. Super interesting. I think this was actually the first Elise Cover book I've read. And then I tried reading book 2 when I was not in the mood for a YA, and it didn't go very well, and I kind of want to get back into it, but I feel like, one, Elise Cover's writing is like coming home. It's like going back to a friend that you haven't seen in ages, but like you just pick up the conversation like you never stop talking. There is something about it that is like so warm and comforting, so I do want to go back to that series at some point. Actually, while we're here talking about Elise Cover, let's just put Arcana Academy in Life with No Parole. This is a 6-star. This is a relatively recent read for me. This is currently the top runner for my best book of 2026. 2026? 2025, but we will talk about it in 2026. So if you want to know if this book makes it to be the best book of the year, then do subscribe, because I will be talking about all of that in January, and we will work out the rankings for best book of the year. Because if book 2 of Blood of Hercules is better than book 1, then Arcana Academy is going to have a run for its money. I'm just saying, okay? So Kiobar Candace, low key forgot you were invited to this party, babe, which is kind of tragic. So it's a really interesting magic system. It's like a little bit more like mathsy, symbol-y kind of based, which is so interesting. Went way over my head because I don't do math very well. I think this had like so much potential in the world to like keep going, and I think there's a second one that you can only get through her website, I believe, and I just haven't ever gotten that far to reading it. But I think it like kind of goes a bit on a tangent and goes to like something completely different, and I don't know about anything else. Glint by Raven Kennedy. She Served, She Slayed, She Was a Vibe. I have actually DNF'd Gold, I think is the one that I DNF'd. I think I only gave, so I think this is like book 2, book 3, and the rest of them were kind of a 4-star, and then I DNF'd Gold, and I haven't managed to get back to it to try it again. I don't know if I was just not in the vibe for it, but like I also remember equally loving this series, so I kind of don't really know what happened to that. King of Battle and Blood. Ma'am, go back to your assigned seat, and while you're there you can take What Lies Beyond the Veil. Both of you get to the back of the plane. I don't want to talk about you. Ali Hazelwood, look, She Served, She Slayed. I loved them. I had a great time with them. All of them. All of the ones that I've read, not the YA one, are great. Obviously Bride is in Give Me Life with No Parole, which is kind of fake dating a demon. Yeah, She Served, She Slayed. I DNF'd, soft DNF'd the third one. I don't know if there's any more out, the pink one. Still need to go back to it. I know that one was because I was just like not in the right headspace and I wasn't really vibing with that at the time. But yeah, that was a good vibe. I really enjoyed that. I think there was another one and I don't know where it is. I assume not in here. Court of Dragons. Do you know what? She Served, She Slayed. I had a great time with that series. I binged this little trilogy when I was sick sometime last year, and I had a great time, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. It was fun, it was cute, it was tensiony, it wasn't spicy in the slightest. I had a wonderful time. That's all I have to say. The Inheritance Games. Do you know what? I kind of forgot you were invited to the party. I loved book 1. Book 2 I really didn't enjoy, and then I don't have book 3. And I probably should get it just to finish it off. Because of how bad book 2 was, I kind of forgot that I rated this 5 stars. Let me finish my tea before it gets cold. Filthy Rich Vampire. I enjoyed book 1. Book 2, what was happening, and then I've never continued the series. I will get there one day. Serpent in the Wings of Night. So the book 1, She Served, She Slayed, and then I DNF'd book 2. I just really was not having a good time with book 2. But book 1 was great, so I don't know what happened. The Fine Print and the Dreamland Billionaire series, She Served, She Slayed. I don't know why I have 2 versions of the Fine Print and Terms and Conditions, but we'll stick those there as well. Why not? So maybe I don't have 166 books overall. Oh well. Mile High. Yeah, I kind of forgot you were invited to the party. Forgot you existed, babe. Sorry. Moving swiftly on, Fourth Wing and the Empyrean series. Give Me Life with No Parole. I will reread these repeatedly. Already have reread repeatedly. Already have reread at least once. Waiting to reread because I need emotional stability to be able to reread these. I don't care what people are saying that like, oh, it's not the best or whatever. Do you know what? I had a good time and that's all I actually care about. I just want to have a good day. All right. The Sun and the Star, and then, where was it? The Court of the Dead, Give Me Life with No Parole, Let Nico D'Angelo and Will Solis come hang out with me, because aside from Leo Valdez, they are my faves. And I'm working through rereading the Heroes of Olympus series, and I haven't got to that part with Leo yet, and I know it's coming, and I'm dragging my feet because I don't want to read it again. That's like the one bit I don't want to read again. The Chalice of the Gods, honestly, She Served, She Slayed. I need to read the second one, which I have on my shelves. She Served, She Slayed. I thought it was great. I loved being back with our original trio, basically getting Percy into New Rome University. I think it's gonna be so fun. I really hope that we get a Perkabeth at University, at least one book from Uncle Rick. I would die, and I that would instantly go to Life with No Parole. I don't care how good or bad it is, but it would go into Life with No Parole because I love them. And I swear, if we ever get to a point where it's like they have kids, I'm deceased. The Hurricane Wars. Do you know what? Give me amnesia and let me read this again. I don't know where book 2 is in this. I loved book 2 as well. Let me have a look. Where is book 2? Because book 2 was great. What did I rate it? Wow, I only rated it 4 stars for a Monsoon Rising. Okay. And clearly I thought there was room for improvement. I think we're going to be getting more from her. I really hope so, because I swear the story isn't over. Yeah, give me amnesia, let me read it again. Rages of the Lost Heart. Loki, man, why are you here? I remember it being funny, and that was like kind of about it. And then the rest of it was kind of eye-rolling and like, what are we doing? Morbidly Yours. Forgot she was invited to the party, but definitely deserved her invite to the party. I thought that was great. I know there's another one which I do want to get hold of at some point. Promise Me. Why are you here? I don't remember that being that good. Hate Mail. Forgot you were invited to the party, but you deserved your invite. You were great. I loved this. I don't think is there anything else? No, okay, I'm gonna need to read that. I'm gonna need to read The Proposal Project by Donna Marchetti. That sounds great, and I loved the way she wrote. It was so easy to just like fall straight into. Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I think this was like the only one I really loved of this series. Like I actually DNF'd the last one. Sorry. That one Served and Slayed. The rest of them, go back to your assigned seat. The Night Ends with Fire. Give me amnesia, let me read it again. I can't wait to read book 2. Mulan is one of my favorite Disney films, and whilst this stays truer to the original story and the original legend than the Disney film does, do you know what? I ate this up. This was so good. I enjoyed every single second of it. Every single chapter I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my god, are you kidding me? And I do need to read the next one. The point is because it's a duology, I'm also at the point where I'm like, I don't want this to end, so I don't want to read it, because then it's like it doesn't have to end yet. Downpour. Yeah, She Served, She Slayed. I don't know where the rest of this series went. Maybe in like 4 stars, probably 4.5 equivalent back when I read it. This was great. I think Downpour, this was the Bull Rider Ray. Not that I was sick a lot last year. I had like but I read this trilogy when I was sick, and I binged it, and it was great, and I loved it, and I had a wonderful time, and that's kind of what we really need to talk about. Wyatt, She Served, She Slayed. I loved it. I thought it was great. I love this series from Jessica Peterson. I think the other ones that I've currently read, which I think is only Sawyer at the moment. Oh no, there was 3. Wyatt by Jessica Peterson. Was this the first one? So Wyatt is the second one. So Cash was 4 stars, Wyatt was 5, Sawyer was 3 because the kid was really annoying. Duke is due to come out soon, and it looks kind of a little bit more Christmassy, or at least wintry, so I'll probably be reading that at some point soon. I thought this was a great series. I particularly love Wyatt because he's like more of your typical cowboy, I think. So this is like a friends to lovers, and then like she comes back. Yeah, this was a vibe. This was a vibe. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Do you know what? I can't wait for the next one. I wouldn't know. He doesn't deserve life with no parole, but you can give me amnesia and I will read it again. I dragged my feet for so long before reading this, and honestly I shouldn't have, because I had a great time. Cannot wait for the next one to come out in November. Gonna be a good time. I'm glad that I read it on Kindle rather than, you know, buying the hardback in this cover and then it's like changed, because that is frustrating as all get out. But you know, I quite like the cover personally. I think it's great. I hate his name though. Why are we calling him Kingfisher and then Fisher for short? I hate it. As a name, I hate it. And I don't know why this is a trend at the moment to give names like this. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. Right, the last two. Tusk Love by Thea Guanzon. Give Me Life with No Parole. This is a Critical Role story. It doesn't follow like the main characters in Critical Role, but it's like 260 pages of pure goodness. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I just want more of it. And Shield of Sparrows also Give Me Life with No Parole, because I have already pre-ordered the next one. I cannot wait for it to come out. It is going to be so much fun. I don't think I really need to say anything else. I think it's going to be amazing. I ate this up. I didn't think I was going to, and then I did. I read it as part of a book club on Fable and had an absolutely stunning time. Was so immersed in it. So unsurprisingly, we have the most books in She Served, She Slayed, and then everything else seems to be roughly even. I think if I have to go into prison life with no parole, I'm gonna have a good time reading these books repeatedly, eternally, as long as I can get more Bryn Weaver, get more Elsie Silver, get more, you know, of these books. Like, as the series continue, I just want to like keep going with them, please and thank you, and then I'll be very happy. But honestly, I feel like this is quite good. I mean, we've got some down here. It's like, ma'am, why are you here? Why are you even here? Go back to your assigned seat at the back of the plane. You booked the back of the plane and that's where you deserve to sit. I'm sorry, but go home. But thank you guys so much for sitting with me for a while and just being completely unhinged for an afternoon. This was so much fun. I want to know, do you agree with any of my rankings for any of these books? Have I given you guys some recommendations? Or what books are on your Give Me Life with No Parole list? Tell me everything. I love chatting books with you guys. It is so much fun. So pop that down in the comments down below. If you want to know if Arcana Academy makes it to be my absolute top book of the year, or if it gets usurped at the last minute, then you're gonna have to subscribe to watch more videos. You're gonna have to stick around for January, because we are gonna go through everything I read this year. We are gonna decide what is our top book of the year. But at the moment, Arcana Academy is the front runner and we love her for it. But thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. We've had a wonderful time this afternoon. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing Cozy Chaos day and that your next read is a 5-star. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!